F.E.I.
Nail. I don't say that name lightly anymore. I used to say it like it was the most natural thing in the world. Like breathing. Like good morning. Like of course. And now I say it, and there's this whole other thing underneath it. This whole complicated weight that I've learned to carry without showing it too much. Because what nail was, what that was, it wasn't love. It took me a long time to admit that. Longer than it should have. Because when you were inside, something painful in your brain works very hard. Meaning to it. To find reasoning that was worth it. To find love instead of damage. So that damage feels like a purpose. But I'm done doing that. I'm done protecting something else that never protected me. The nail was... it was cold. That's the word. It kept coming back to me. Not loud, not violent, not dramatic. Any of the ways people expect a bad marriage to be. Just cold. Like living in a house where someone had quietly turned off, closed the windows, trapped it in, left the campfire on, and locked you inside and slowly melt. Neither of you said anything about it. Eventually I started wearing extra layers, pretending it was fine. I pretended it was fine a very long time. I'm good at that. Probably too good. I smile and push forward. And I find hopeful angle in everything. Who I am. Genuinely. Who am I? Sometimes that gift becomes a way of lying to yourself. Because optimism is just denial wearing a nicer coat. I kept thinking. It'll get better. Just need to try harder. The marriage was good. But did she really trust me? I just need more. Give me more. Just more. So I tried harder. I gave more. I adjusted. And Nail looked at all of it. All that effort. That genuinely reached her. But did she trust it? And it didn't matter. That's the thing nobody tells you about certain kinds of heartbreak. It's not cruelty that breaks you the most. It's the indifference. The specific feeling of pouring yourself completely into someone, watching it. Absolutely no difference. Watching them look right through it all. All of it. It wasn't even there. I started to wonder if I was too much. The way I loved openly, earnestly, without a lot of armor around was somehow embarrassing. Somehow naive. Started pulling it back, quieting it down, trying to be cooler, more measured, less of whatever I wasn't. That wasn't land. And in doing all that, I lost something. I lost a piece of myself, trying to fit into that space that I was never going to have room for me. And then, Yunaka. I was not looking. I wanted to be absolutely clear with that. I was in no way looking for someone else. I was still quietly putting myself back together, still figuring out which pieces went there and where. Still getting used to the strange new shape of my life without the weight in it. And then Yunako walked in, or slipped in. Really, because there was more to her style. She looked at me with those eyes that said everything. And this thing. She said something I don't even remember what it was. Something quick, sideways, and funny. And I laughed. Just like that. Just laughed. Real. Sudden. Completely unguarded. Like something unlocked that I hadn't realized was locked. She looked so pleased with herself. Soft, profound. She was always looked so pleased with herself. And I thought, oh no. Because here is what Yunaka does that I did not know was possible. She didn't ask me to be less. She doesn't look at my earnings like it was a problem to manage. She doesn't go cold or distant when I care too openly about something. She doesn't make me feel like my heart is embarrassing thing to have. She leans into it. She takes all the big opening gesture pieces of me that Nail made me feel ashamed of. Now she just holds them carefully, like they're worth holding. Do you understand what it means after all that cold? After all that shrinking? After all those months of wondering something fundamentally was wrong with the way I made? Do you understand what it means to have someone hold the real you like it's something precious? She doesn't need to perform. She doesn't need me to perform. She doesn't need me to be impressive or perfect or endlessly put together. She has seen me uncertain. She has seen me tired. She has seen me on the days when the optimism is genuinely hard to find. I'm reaching for it with both hands, coming up a little short. She says, she stays. She stays. She looks at me like that. Exactly the right amount of everything. And something in me just had been very quiet for a long time. I could finally feel safe enough to breathe properly. Nail taught me what love isn't. What it isn't. The indifference dressed up as proximity. What it isn't is two people occupying the same space, calling it life. What it isn't shrinking yourself down into a mold that you never cast the shape. Naka taught me what it is. It is someone laughing at your jokes and meaning it. It is someone who knows the worst days isn't frightened by them. It is warmth. Real, consistent, unhesitating warmth. That doesn't have conditions attached to it. That doesn't disappear when you need it most. It is a feeling of like home in a person. That's what she is. She is home. I spent so long in something cold that I had almost forgotten what was real. Almost started to believe that maybe I was just someone who didn't get to have that. Someone who wanted too much from love, who needed to learn less. Yunaka made me feel glad I never learned that lesson. She made me feel glad that I kept a whole heart to every stubborn, hopeful, ridiculous piece of it. Because she, all of it. She wants all of it. And I've never felt so genuinely grateful to be exactly who I am.
Subscribe for more retardation!